Okay, it's 11:11 and here we are. Saturday. Let's see, it's November the 29th, and this is another session of Questions for the Dragon. I'm Stephen the Channeler, and Stephanie is making bread downstairs, so we are going to be smelling bread throughout this transmission here. Let's see what is going on today. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Hope you guys who are in the North American continent, at least, and anyone with maybe American culture has spent the last weekend gathering with loved ones and giving thanks for all the beautiful things that we have in our life and beautiful people and beautiful energies and our beautiful Gaia. And so it's a great tradition that is wonderful. It's very wonderful. So I hope all of you in some way gave thanks or practiced gratitude over this little weekend that we had, well, over the last few days. And so today is Saturday. It is the weekend. This is our weekly gathering for Questions for the Dragon. And someone suggested that the recordings for these aren't very descriptive, so you have to go through like the little chapter call-outs to figure out what was said in each of them. So we may break some of these apart, and especially some of the nice bits of wisdom that Jadon Se comes through with. Maybe we'll make some shorts out of them or something. I'm not sure. We'll have to figure out how to make this more accessible to those who don't join us live and those who just try to discover us online. So beautiful. Well, how's my sound doing? And while we're waiting for that, please call out where you are right now. What location on this beautiful blue marble of a world? We have North Bend, Oregon, where Stephanie and I just were for Thanksgiving. Yeah, we have. Thank you for letting us know the sound is good. So where are we in the world right now? Please come on in. Amsterdam, Netherlands is in the house. We have Ontario, Canada, Anatolia, Turkey. Beautiful. So already starting a global grid here. Price, Utah. We have Queensland, Australia. London, England is in the house. Beautiful energies. You guys feel this rising? Tyrol, Austria, the Alps. Beautiful. Yes. Okay, well, I'm sure it'll start off a little small. We've got Holland in the house with 3 L's, so it's Holland. Yes, it's we have a little extra of Holland here, an extra L. Beautiful. Well, welcome. I love Holland. I've been mostly all over Europe and parts of South America and Central America, but Holland is definitely one of my favorites. Buffalo, New York. Yay, welcome everyone. Okay, so let's see, announcements. Well, we had our Thanksgiving break, so it's beautiful. We have Johannesburg in the house so now we have South Africa well represented. Yay. We're waiting to see if Thailand comes online or somewhere in Southeast Asia. That would be nice as well, or Japan, perhaps. And yeah, so let's see, announcements. Our December class, first of all, our November classes are complete now. Thank you to everyone who joined, and I hope you guys have found it to be useful information. I know that it has changed some of the ways the questions are coming in for sure, which is really good to see. It's good to see you guys all reframing your understanding to see in more of a dragon-like way. So, and to work with those energies. So, any of you who have taken the first level 1 class, please feel free during this gathering today to chime in on anything that you'd like to share with those who may not have taken the class. Our December classes are filling up, and they will be beginning on December 7th, and it'll be another 4-week stint. Same thing as the November classes. We're just doing 2 of those to every one level 2, so that we have enough people with the prerequisite to make the level 2 worthwhile. So that'll probably be happening in January. So for now, the December classes are going to get started on December 7th. It'll be every Sunday. Luckily, none of the Sundays really interfere too much with the holidays, hopefully. And even if so, we do have the recordings. So please do sign up. Once the class starts, we close sign-ups. We don't keep it open. We don't want people joining late because there are a lot of foundations that you need to have in order to move on to each next section. So we will be closing it on Stephanie's birthday, which is the 6th of December. And let's see, other announcements. Please do share our app. And our app sales have dropped way off, so I guess everyone who's part of this tribe who already wants it already has it. However, we don't want to get delisted from the Google Store or anything like that. So anything you guys could do to share, and we're still working with Apple to try to get up on the Apple iOS store. We may end up going through another publisher of Oracle decks because I guess they have so many over there that now there are like apps within the store that sell like 30 Oracle decks each or whatever it is. So we're checking out that angle. It may just be that we push them out manually as we do, so we still are able to get our Golden Dragon Oracle deck onto your iOS device, no problem. Just you have to do it through our website, jadonse.com. So please do share that. We would like to keep going with it, and we'd like to be making updates and add new features and all that. And we just will not do that if we only have a handful of people using the app, because we're already definitely in the negative side of things money-wise. It's a service. We're trying to provide as much as we can to the Dragon Tribe. It's going to keep squeezing us if we can't make it sustain itself. So please, if you can help by referring this app out to people who you feel might be able to use it. We've had a lot of good feedback about people feeling very guided by Jadon Se by having this thing on their phone and in their pocket at all times. So that's the app. Let's see, we are now coming towards the end of 2025. It's been kind of amazing. Like Jadon Se only started really going out there to the world in, I believe, June. So 6 months of little wisdom from the dragon. It's been a fun ride, and we'll see where it takes us into 2026. Okay, well, if anyone has come in late, let's call them out. Let's see, we have Chile in the house. Beautiful. So yeah, we're still waiting for Asia, or Southeast Asia at least, to come in, but we have most of the globe represented right now. We have New Hampshire in the house. Beautiful. Okay, very good. Well, we have Camden, New Jersey in the house as well. So we will go ahead and tune into Jadon Se and see what he has for us today. And apparently the energies have been shifting quite a bit. Groves, Texas is in the house, and somebody likes the artwork on the Oracle deck. Yay. So it was fun making those. And we do have one deck, actually. Carolyn, who's in North Bend, Oregon here and joined us this morning, she got to see the first physical deck that was basically homespun, handmade, hand-trimmed out and laminated, and it is full color. But it's so laborious to make them, and it's such an investment to buy them printed or have them printed that we're probably, it's not going to happen anytime soon. Let's just put it that way. We have Los Angeles in the house. Beautiful. I tried to give Carolyn the one physical deck, and Stephanie said, no, not until we make a few more. We can't start giving these out. So there's one physical deck in existence. Okay, let's bring in Jadon Se and see what he has to say today. I am Jadon Se, Golden Dragon of the Third Arc of Consciousness, and this is another gathering of questions for the dragon. Dear ones, this is where this cosmic golden dragon becomes available for those of you who wish to reach a deeper understanding of working with the dragon energies, or what is going on energetically these times in this beautiful world, in this cosmos, and how the dragons see these developments and shifts and changes and so forth. And at this time, let us give you a little bit of an energetic update for those who wish to have a reading touch upon what is important in their world, in their lives, including those of you on the recording. You must give permission for this cosmic golden dragon to incorporate this reading into your personal reading. For I will, anyone who has granted me access to their energetics will get what they need and what they are going through incorporated into this reading. So your permission is necessary, dear ones. We never violate free will in the third arc of consciousness here. Very good. Feeling into your energies. There is a pronounced, let us say, flow of information, we will call it. It is being translated into information, these energies, these eddies and currents, this flow of eternity coming through. Today, what each of you needs to hear is your work is paying off. You have done all of the groundwork you need to launch into your next chapter, so to speak. Each of you has done so much to adapt, to grow, to learn, to adjust, to incorporate the new energies of this time, of this Gaia, into your beingness. And this golden cosmic dragon is happy to report that each of you is ready and has done enough of the preparation necessary. All is in perfect timing for you. It is for you to now take action upon that which you are intending to bring about, the building of your dreams. Get to work on it, dear ones. All is in perfect timing for this. You are being supported in ways many of you have not been aware of or even dreamt was possible. And because of this, your higher selves are linking up. Your greater beingness is linking up with what you might call your life here, the ground crew here in this realm, this kingdom of thingdom. And dear ones, it is time for that support to come flowing in ways that will astonish you. All you need to do is ask. Dear ones, your support will never be forced upon you. It is always you who directs, who asks the questions. This is why the power of prayer is so respected and understood as being so very effective. For when you pray, this is simply a common word for opening your heart and your beingness to the greater self, the greater realms of divinity, to God, to the angels, to the prophets and masters. Dear ones, you are opening to greater aspects of your own beingness. You may call this your greater self, your greater beingness. And when you do this, dear ones, it opens up a beautiful flow. The support comes pouring in. And so now is the perfect time for each of you to do this, to truly open up to what it is your dreams are, your highest dreams. Do not dream small, little children wanting this or that for Christmas or for their birthday. Do not dream small. Let this be your grand dreams, your dreams for this world. I choose the world and the life where X, Y, and Z occur. my highest timeline, and I have dreamt this new timeline for me that includes this and that, and will be beautiful. I will be of greater beautiful service to the ascension, for I will be better positioned to do it. These sorts of dreams. Do not play small, dear ones. And there is more help than you know coming. Another part of this is feeling that you deserve this. You deserve your dreams. Dear ones, welcome abundance into your life. Welcome your dreams. Roll out the red carpet, so to speak. There is no longer any need for you to have guilt or shame or any sort of anxiety about whether you deserve this or your karma is good enough or you are worthy, let us say. Dear ones, each of you is worthy of your dreams. So long as your dreams are in some way supporting the greater service of ascension for all of this beloved planet and her inhabitants, so long as you are not using your dreams to push others down or make them feel smaller or to try to puff yourself up to seem like you are bigger, dear ones, none of you are doing this, and so this is only cautionary. This is the only reason why any of you should feel that you do not deserve your dreams. And all of you here gathered who have opened up to this reading are ready for your dreams. You do deserve it, dear ones. And there is yet another thing here. For each of you, you could say that you are forging the pathways into the golden age. You are paving the roads, so to speak, this golden road into this golden age. And because you are some of the, let us say, the phalanx of this movement. You are at the forefront, so to speak, in many ways. It is not that this gathering is any better than any other gathering, but it is for you to understand that you are early adopters of the golden age, and because of this, you are, let us say, way showers in certain ways. You are stepping forth upon this golden road and helping to for others to wake up to it, to wake up to even the concept that a golden age is coming and that your dreams are now positioned to be created and fulfilled. Yes, dear ones, you have the ability to step a little bit into the spotlight, let's say, for any of your accomplishments that have gone well and any of your dreams that are coming to pass and coming to fruition. Take this opportunity not to brag or to boast about them. However, do please share these beautiful, let us say, share the good news with those around you. Any of you who have come to new understandings and new ways of operating, the synchronicities of support and the beautiful support that is coming in, those of you who are feeling it, share this, dear ones, in some way that you feel is appropriate. Let those around you who may be in doubt or shame or guilt or anxiety or fear even, let them see. Yes, there are those who are seeing this dawning golden age. They have their eyes on the horizon, this glow on the horizon that is coming, this beautiful clouds that are starting to light up, and you're gathering up your energies to walk into this beautiful dawn, and many of you are already standing there looking upon this beautiful dawn, and just let others see you doing this, dear ones. You do not need to shout with the microphone in the spotlight. However, do not shy away from taking a little bit more of the spotlight at times, where it is appropriate, to encourage, dear ones, to support those around you, to let them see these new beautiful energies that are coming, and that their dreams are possible, that they deserve their dreams as well. It is a time to share, however it is appropriate. Yes, dear ones. We trust that you will do this with humility and kindness. We trust that you will do this with compassion and love, and that you will not make others feel small. For sometimes when a light worker starts to accomplish things, those around them start to see this and feel like they are being left behind or in the shadows. Dear ones, take their hand and pull them up with you as appropriate. Help them to not feel like you are starting to shine. You are a meteor heading towards your dreams. Help them to see that they too can stand up and do this. Show them the way, so to speak. And what is the way? We are speaking with our greater, higher beingness. We are opening our hearts, our inner vision, our beautiful dreams are coming into greater and greater clarity, for we are encouraging this. We are giving joy and thanks for the good things we have in our existence, and this opens the door for even greater things to come and greater times to come. And so, dear ones, just be sure that as you start to grow, that you are sharing this. Bring others up with you as you can, as is appropriate. This is how it works. We help each other up. We go up a few steps and then we turn around and see if we can hold our hand out to those who are coming behind us and make sure that they are doing well. If appropriate, we can perhaps help them carry some burden that is they are having difficulty with, or help them to understand that it might be appropriate for them to put that burden down and leave it behind them. And yes, dear ones, this is a good time. All is in perfect timing for you to really begin in earnest to build your dreams. Beautiful. Dear ones, while we are gathered here, let us take this opportunity to clarify any misunderstandings, or any of you who have had some let us say difficulty with some of the understandings coming through the Dragon Energies classes, or that is appropriate for a greater audience who has not had these classes. Maybe a little sharing, if your understandings have been growing and you have been using these any of these new understandings in your world. This is a beautiful time not only to ask the dragon questions or for deeper clarifications. It is also a beautiful time for sharing, dear ones. Share your triumphs. Share the beautiful synchronicities that have happened. Share your manifestations. Share the bringing forth of your dreams. This will be greatly encouraging to those gathered here and listening on the recording. So, please, anything that is for the attention of all here, type it into all uppercase in this beautiful little chat, and we will call it out, and we will highlight some of these understandings or questions or comments. So, it is now that we are opening up to this. Beautiful. Let us highlight a nice little comment here. David is saying, "Thank you, Jadon Se. No questions from me at this time, just tears of gratitude." Beautiful. The gratitude, dear ones, of course, opens the door to greater beingness. It is abundance and flow and life force and health and well-being, love, joy, compassion. Every beautiful happening in your life that you give gratitude for, you are, let us say, welcoming in more. For gratitude is a welcoming energy. It is beautiful. The more you can do this, the more abundance you will have. If you do not already do this, make a ritual at some point of giving gratitude daily if you can. We have a morning cup ritual that in the messages from the dragon, if you look up morning cup, there are a few of these that give guidance on a beautiful gratitude practice, or be creative, make your own. Yes, dear ones. Beautiful. Could you briefly explain timeline jumping and realm bridging? Dear ones, in your Dragon Energies Level 1 class, and in many of the messages from this dragon, we speak of timeline jumping. And in your Oracle deck, there is a beautiful card for timeline jumping as well. Dear ones, for those of you who have not taken the class, we will not go too deeply into this. However, what we will say very briefly is that dragons, we see flows of energy. Timelines are, let us say, relative to a storyline. And a storyline is malleable. It is editable. It is changeable. And you are changing all the time. Dear ones, each of you has jumped timelines several times. Anytime you change a job or change a relationship for the better, or perhaps take a step back or renew your quest for your twin flame or whatever it is, every time you make a change in your inner beingness that ripples out into the world, so to speak, your daily reality, dear ones, you have jumped a timeline. And as many of you know, you can do this consciously. Just simply say, I am done with this job. I am looking for a new one. Dear ones, this precipitates a timeline jump. It is time for me to say goodbye to this negative thing in my life, or to welcome in this positive thing in my life. These are timeline jumps. They change the vector of your story, dear ones. And the realm part of this realm jumping, we will just say that the word realm has the word real in it. It is a place of realities. And what is reality? We have touched on this. Real means royal in your Latin languages. For so many of you have imagined that your reality is a system that is forced down upon you from above, say, so to speak, the laws of physics or nature, economies, and let us say authority structures and rules and laws and all of this. And dear ones, there is also reality that bubbles up from within, and as you grow in understanding, your inner reality becomes the causal reality for your dreams and your story. And as you change the rules of the game, so to speak, the rules of, you could say, the rules of physics, or the rules of society, or the rules of understanding, the rules of magic, the rules of manifesting, the rules of any of these, the rules of prayer and communing with the divine. As you make any of these changes, dear ones, these changes to what you might consider reality, you are realm bridging. You are moving from one set of house rules into another, and when you change the house rules, you change your de facto reality, your default reality, so to speak. And so even minor tweaks to the rules of the game, inner or outer, or both, and in most cases they are mirrored within and without. The most effective place to change is within, and then you will see it rippling out into the cosmos around you in your story. This is realm bridging. All of you do it as well. Just some of you are becoming more aware of it than others. Since learning about our body's ability to live long and well, I view our hearts as that portal, a star of infinite creation regenerating all we need. Dear one, this is beautiful. This understanding, this sharing that you are giving. If you have something concrete that you can share about how when you started to see this way and make this change with the way you see, your hearts being that portal. If you can share something that changed as a result of that understanding, it will help some of those gathered here and on the recording. And yes, dear ones, a star of infinite creation is very true. It is, let us just say that as you join with more and more of your greater higher self, it is very much like using more of your brain or working more with more of your DNA, that which science has ignorantly called junk DNA. You might just understand that as more and more of your own beingness comes online, so to speak, is harnessed, is expressed, and understood, the more your dreams begin to flow, the more beautiful support flows in, and your word for that in this era is synchronicities, which sounds a little bit like when you take two clocks and you put them on the same time. That is a clue. It is similar to this. Yes, it is synchronizing with your greater, higher beingness. For in the times of density, when you have been in survival mode, so to speak, there has been an asynchronous, let us say, understanding where you think that you have to plan everything out, that you have to allow for your flows and systems of abundance. You have to do it. All of that is on your shoulder. If you don't do it, no one will do it for you. And this meritocracy kind of concept is beautiful and self-empowering in many ways, and it is also, dear ones, self-limiting. If you limit that little beeping, it is the bread. We have this bread machine, and it is saying it is time you can put new things on the bread if you want. And it is beautiful, baking bread. You should all try this. And as we are speaking of baking bread, this understanding that your heart is a star of infinite creation, it is very much like baking bread. You put all of the ingredients of your beingness in, you stir it up, you make this beautiful dough of your the proto dreams that you hold within you, and the dough begins to rise. And yes, dear ones, it's a crude metaphor, but it works. This is what it is like. The more you open up and team up, so to speak, with your greater higher self, your greater beingness. You can call this your higher self. You can call this your guides, your divine essence. You can call this God, the angels, whatever is resonant for you, dear ones. Just know that when you open your own inner beingness, your own inner doorway, as your master Yeshua said, knock and the door shall be answered. It is like this. You are going within. This is within your heart, within your inner sight, within your entire inner beingness. You are turning within and then expanding to the within, to your greater, higher beingness. And as you do this, and you start having even conversations with your higher self, so to speak, you are inviting in, you are stating your dreams. These are my dreams. It is not only mentally stating, you are feeling it. You are feeling the shift within you as you realign towards these greater timelines, these higher timelines, this golden age, your greater dreams. And you can feel, dear ones, feel into this. Your greater beingness is listening, is there, has been ready to help, always ready to help. However, you must open the gateway for this. Part of this is the gratitude. Part of this is feeling through your own inner beingness, your heart, your beautiful inner world and understandings. Dear ones, you are, to some extent, opening up to the help of your greater beingness, and this is when the synchronicities begin in earnest. Some of you might have a book of dreams where you write down your dreams, and as you write them into this book, you are dearly communing with your higher, greater self, and your heart opens up, and as you write these, you feel what you are writing, and you are having a conversation with a greater part of eternity, your own beingness. And dear ones, this is how it happens, the help that we are speaking of. you must invite it. You must ask for it. You must welcome it with the red carpet, so to speak. And as you do, the help comes, and it does, dear ones. This is the star of infinite creation that your cool bar is speaking of. Beautiful. Beings from Spica came into my awareness and connect with me energetically. Could you please share about them? Thank you. Dear one, I am not going to speak of beings from any particular star system right now, but what I am doing, and I should say, however, for we do not wish to throw out everything I said before, we are, however, encouraging you to open an even greater conversation in your awareness with your star families. Dear one, make sure that you are only opening that door for your highest, greatest good in the eyes of the highest divine, so to speak, so that you are inviting benevolent, love-based star family beings who are connected with you and ready to assist and help you to grow and understand things with greater clarity or a new way of seeing, so to speak. Dear ones, you should all welcome in the beings, the star families, the guides, the masters, the angels that are for your highest good in the eyes of your highest divine. And when you do have, let us say, an opening conversation such as the one that your Nazia is having, then just open that door a little further, so long as you know this is for your highest, greatest good, and you are, let us say, resolved to that. You are adamant that you are not inviting in any that are inappropriate at this time, only those who are appropriate for your highest, greatest good, and when you are sure and your heart affirms that this is indeed the case, then open this door even a little wider. Welcome them into this greater conversation. We will not tell you, for this is trespass, for a dragon to step between you and your star family and tell you about them. It is, we have mentioned this before, it is like having somebody's house cat on your lap and they are outside of their house talking to you on the phone. How is my cat feeling in your lap? What is the relationship you are having with my cat? It is, the person on the phone can tell you, but it will be paltry compared to the actual experience of having the cat on your lap. So let us not water this down by asking a third party to speak of a conversation that you have opened directly. Just invite them in a little closer if it is appropriate. I hope this helps. Your David has baked pumpkin pie. We have some pumpkin pie that we have made here in this house as well. Your Stephanie is very good at this, and she knows how to make the crust perfect. And the fire in this dragon's belly is starting to ignite thinking about this. I feel greater scale of the universe within, more peace, faith, and creativity. This is your cool boss speaking of what happens when this star of the heart is shining. Let us say, it is, yes, dear ones, yes, you, at first, your vistas will expand. Let us just say it that way. Your awareness of the greater beingness and some of the more subtle energies of being that surround you in all times. And yes, dear ones, it is this beautiful divine essence that swirls around you, upholds you, divides every cell in your beingness, converts every breath into beautiful light and energy within your body. Yes, dear ones, become more aware of the divine force, the life force, the light that is within you. This is what your scripture said when it said, "If therefore thine eye be single, thy body shall be full of light." It is your entire beingness will be full of light as your awareness of this grows. And, dear ones, you can then start using the light for different purposes. You will see it is beautiful. How could we better prepare for the new energy exchange systems that will replace our current monetary system and others like it. Dear ones, let us just say the best preparation always is inner preparation. Let us not be distracted by moving bank accounts around and buying cryptocurrency or doing these things, acquiring bars of gold or things like this. You are not a squirrel. You do not need to store acorns for the winter. It is no longer like this. This new energy comes from changes that occur within, realignments within. This golden dragon has said several times, the golden age is not imposed from outside. No government or star beings or galactic council is coming to save the day. It is not coming from the outside, and you are getting support from the outside, from those very beings I just mentioned, and then some. So, how does this work? How do we prepare for a monetary system that supports and affirms life rather than creating debt and slavery and lack and limitation and subtle enslavement and all of this? Let us say that the change happens within. When you claim, I am no longer just occupying space on this world to convert my time for money and to buy into these systems that have seemingly been imposed upon me from the outside. I declare now my own inner sovereignty. I am going to work more effectively with my higher, greater self, my inner beingness, the divine, to build my dreams without the need for bills and all of these different things. And so as I move towards this and as I call this in, these external top-down systems will be falling away, and I trust that the support will come externally and mirror what I am changing within me. And because I am claiming my sovereignty, I'm claiming my dreams, my desires for a better, more beautiful golden age, and to support those around me and have systems that spring up that are in support of these dreams. Because of this change within all of us, within our beingnesses, these systems are already coming about. They are starting to appear, and it is not that they are appearing and so therefore it changes us. No, dear ones, it is because you are claiming your dreams. You are claiming a golden age. You are seeing it more fully. You are calling it in. You are working with your higher, greater self to bring positivity to this situation. This is when the external systems begin to appear, begin to take form. And so this is not shuffling your bank accounts around waiting for this QFS to come online. It is for you to make your inner preparations, your inner beingness to realign with the true source of abundance, which does not come from banks or from a monetary system. The true source of abundance of your dreams comes from your own inner visions, your own heart, your own feelings, your own relationship with the divine, your guides, your masters, your angels, your higher, greater beingness. And as you make these shifts, this is the preparation that always comes first, dear ones. Prepare yourself within, as your Mahatma Gandhi once said, be the change you wish to see in the world. And this is how to prepare. So, what does this look like? What does it actually feel like to prepare for this new golden age? It is a rearrangement of the way that you are seeing your systems of abundance being supported. It is no longer because you have a steady, stable job or whatever. It is beautiful. We are not telling you to throw away your stable situations that you have working right now. We are saying to call in even better, better. This or better should be your mantra. Yes, dear ones, this or better. It is never a recoiling from the old system and then hoping for the new system to come. This is not going to serve. Do not recoil. Build something new that makes the old system obsolete. It is not a fighting or a recoiling. It is a creating. Bring in this beautiful golden age. Bring in, call in this QFS. Be part of the voices that are rising, that are saying it is time for these new systems to come in support of these declarations of inner dreams that we have and that we hold and that we share in some way, and that we have in common. This is the preparation. Do it within you. Spend perhaps a half an hour at least at first, maybe an hour a day, diving within or writing in your book of dreams that which you are bringing about, or doing some beautiful ceremony to manifest. It is always this sort of guidance that comes first. And when that comes and it is firm and sure-footed, so to speak, the rest of the universe pivots to respond to this, and it is mirrored in the without. So this is the way of things moving forward, dear ones. Inner work comes first. I have not seen the sun for a week because of cloud or chemtrails. Can I do something about it to see sun? Dear ones, this is a good example of exactly what we were just speaking of. It is when more and more become aware of these chemtrails, of these geoengineering efforts and short-sighted, naive, let us just say, programs of poisoning, whether they are consciously poisoning you or think that they are saving you from some solar radiation or whatever. Let us not be in judgment and sit in anger of these things. Let us just call in an age where such silliness is understood more deeply and more complete, and it is no longer tolerated. For it is when more and more of the population of this world become aware that those are not just vapor trails of water in the sky, that there are inappropriate actions being taken above your heads, then the demand and rise of sovereignty comes. This is when crowds form, protests happen, changes happen within people first, and then they are expressed and they are mirrored, and you see them. You see laws being passed that are making it illegal to do these things. You are seeing more and more news media reports of what is really happening, and that those who have known about this were right all along, and then you will have those who have been knowing about it all along, not gloating and saying, "I told you so," but saying, "Well, I hope you trust my vision a little better, for I saw it long before you did, and if you wish, we can have other discussions about other things you have not yet seen." And this can be a beautiful awakening process where you are lovingly helping those around you wake up without judgment, without shame, without blame or "I told you so." No, dear ones, it is the inner changes always come first, and it is because of these inner changes that more and more awareness is being put on this, your geoengineering and other inappropriate additives to foods and soils and seeds and all of these different efforts to control from the top down, which we have come to learn is very oppressive and ineffective and does not lead to a golden age. Quite the opposite. I actually placed a tear of gratitude and wiped and dipped it into water with my finger into my cup of gratitude this morning. Dear one, what you have done is much larger than you know at this moment. You just have not seen the results of this. You have encoded your salty tears into this cup of gratitude. This is like, it is so beautiful. It is, you have gone from cooking with a little candle to cooking with a roaring fire, let us say. You are on on the fast track to seeing beautiful things. Keep this up. Do more of this and become aware of the response. Become aware that there are shifts happening, and these shifts will start within you and will ripple outward. Just become aware. Do not write this off as a symbolic gesture or something insignificant. It is highly significant. Anytime a tear leaves a human being's eye, there is an opportunity for beautiful, let us say, equalizing and rebalancing of energies. And keep it up. Keep up the good work, dear ones. May you give an example of building your dreams and how to go about knowing which is one's highest dreams. Here is an example. We will just call from your Stephen's lifetime examples. It is accessible to me, and he is willing to share a little bit of this here and there. Your dear Stephen has a book of dreams. He has had this book of dreams for more than 15 years now, closer to 20. And dear ones, everything he has written in this book of dreams has come to pass. And why is this? Is it because he is a wizard or something? No, dear ones, it's because when he did this, he did it with deep sincerity. When he committed these dreams to this book, it was with heartfelt gratitude, anticipation, love, expectation for great things to come, the belief in the divine. Yes, dear ones, a belief in the ability of his own inner beingness to help with all of this, and his understanding that he just simply needs to get out of the way to speak these dreams, feel them deeply and clearly, commit them to some sort of record or ceremony, in his case, this book of dreams. And we will just speak of one of these. Right around your 2008 financial disaster that happened with your housing crisis and all of this. This was just before this, as it was just coming down and people were starting to get afraid, and everyone was recoiling and taking the money out of the bank, and all the news was bad news. Your Stephen, he turned instead to this book and he said, well, I am a graphic designer and I call in a beautiful, stable and beautiful, wonderful job working for a company that is bringing renewable energy to this planet and that is cleaning up and doing beautiful things. So therefore, I have called in that I will be working at a wind power company. I will be making a great salary. It will be a beautiful, stable job in these unstable times. I will live in a beautiful house that will be natural, and it will be a beautiful commute to work along the ocean, and I will see dolphins on my way to work. And dear ones, within 6 months, this was his reality. All of these things. He lived in a beautiful house. As your economy was crashing, he had the greatest salary he'd ever had, the best benefits, the most stable job. He was able to use his artwork to create wind turbine technologies and bring them out to the world. For at this time, he thought that was the most appropriate thing. He has since realized that this was a small gesture in the grand scheme of things. However, this is an example. What he wrote in that book came to pass, every last thing. He saw dolphins on his way to work. And how is it that this happened? He did not micromanage it. He wrote it in the book. He felt it. He gave gratitude that it was already in the field being worked on. He gave a great, beautiful thanks to his greater higher self for having the ability to do this, and he got out of the way. And then, yes, it all started falling into place. Not long after that, he had an opportunity to work as a freelance graphic designer for this wind power company, and they very quickly said, you need to come and work for us, and started offering him higher and higher salaries. And dear ones, it all came to pass. This is building your dreams. This is how it happens. It is possible. Each one of you can do this, so long as you can have this beautiful heart alignment where you feel it. It is an emotional as well as a mental dreaming. It is with gratitude and tears of joy and a deep understanding and trust in the universe, trust in the divine, and a knowingness, and then the ability to say this or better, so that you are not micromanaging. You are not saying this is exactly how it will happen. You are saying this is my dream, this or better, please. And your greater higher self knows what is that or better. It does work, dear ones. This is one example of building your dreams. My book of dreams is recorded in my drawings and artwork. Yes, dear ones, this is not a recipe of like everyone must have a book of dreams. This is one example of how it worked well for your Stephen. And many of you have done this with writing your dreams down on a piece of paper and putting it into your dream box, or even taking that which you no longer wish, writing it down and throwing it into the fire, and then taking that which you do wish and putting it in a special place. These sorts of rituals, if done with feeling, if done with trust in the divine, trust in your higher self, this or better, knowingness that it is just simply you requesting. It is like this metaphor we use of sitting in the restaurant and putting an order in with the kitchen. The cooks will work on it. You do not need to rush back there and rush the kitchen, so to speak, and say, are you doing this right? Are you adding the right seasonings? Is your countertop clean enough? And all of this. You just trust in these chefs back there to bring this beautiful dish that you have ordered. And it does come, dear ones. That or better. Beautiful, pleasant surprises, so to speak, you might say. Let us now Thank you for that wonderful question, and for Stephen for allowing Jadon to use your life example. Yes, dear ones, share. As you share your experiences, so long as you are not oversharing with those who are highly skeptical and are tearing down your dreams. There are those around you, dear ones, who it would not be appropriate to share this sort of thing with. They will just say things like, oh, it was just a coincidence, or because it was the placebo effect, or what. They'll have these reasons why you should stop believing in the divine, in your dreams, and your own trust of the universe, and do not share overly with people who are actively tearing down this understanding of yours. For many who, what is the old saying, misery loves company, there are those who will try to tear down your understandings, and it is not always because they are evil. It is misery loves company. They do not give themselves permission to do this, so how dare you give yourself permission? It is something like this. So just be aware when you are sharing, share them with people who are ready for this, and always be mindful of the energy shifts that you feel. If they are ready, this Jadon Se is feeling the energy shift of those gathered after Stephen's Book of Dreams sharing, and it is positive. There is one of you who is recoiling a little, but it is okay. This will lead to a greater understanding. And so always feel into your sharings. Are they hitting home, so to speak? Are these seeds being planted in fertile soils where they are likely to grow, or have you just planted them in some sandy, rocky place where they are not likely to grow? It is like this. Jadon Se, still on the topic of dreams, should we do a ritual daily regarding our dreams? Or is it something you craft once and then trust that it will come true? This is a beautiful question, and yes, there It's yes and yes and yes. Let us just say that once you have stated your dreams and you have stated them in such a way that your inner beingness is fully aligned, that your emotions are there, you're excited about them, you can imagine them and feel them being created somewhere, or at least you trust that they are. And like the cooks in the kitchen, they are not out on a smoke break or whatever. They are making your food. You know this. You feel it. So long as you are not interfering with the process, there is no need to come back every day and check back on it. No, this will actually go against you in the long run. It will cause you to start to question, why isn't my dream happening quickly enough? Or maybe it isn't actually happening, and maybe my thoughts and my prayers were not heard, or maybe I did something wrong. And these are the sorts of things that will interfere with the cooks. It is very much like rushing the kitchen. I do not trust these cooks, so therefore I'm going to stick my nose back there. Do not do this, dear ones. So you do not need to repeat the same dream over and over again. Once you have clearly aligned with it and you are in full alignment, then it is only for you to be aware of anything that comes up within you that is against this dream. If you have something that is fighting against it, some fear or nagging, let us say you have a nagging guilt or a doubt or something like this, where part of you still does not feel like you deserve it, or part of you thinks that, well, wait a minute, the politics are shifting and the banks are going to crash, and I don't know if it's going to work because all the things that should happen to make it support this are crashing down. And if you are doing this, dear ones, you are then inserting new, let us say, energetics into the field that are interfering with your dreams. So it is for you to make sure you are not sabotaging your dreams in some way. This can be a daily practice of feeling into what is going on with me today. What is the state of my beingness? What thoughts and energies am I holding? Become aware of these. This can become a daily practice. Just do not keep revisiting what you have written in your book of dreams or spoken into your dream seashell, or whatever it is that you do that is beautiful and creative. Do not speak something new that circumvents what you have spoken before. Do not insert anything new into the field that brings doubt or fear or some sort of foreboding, or let us just say, do not counteract your own order with the kitchen. I hope this helps. It is beautiful that each of you should have a practice of diving within and do whatever is appropriate to do within in this quiet time. It is beautiful to feel into how do I feel about my timeline? What is this? What is it that I can do to be of service to those around me and to this golden age? And what understandings could be deeper? What is it that I need clarification on? Any of these are beautiful. And dear one, make sure that you are connecting with your higher, greater self through your heart, through your breath, through your inner sight, through all of your inner faculties. Welcome in the greater beingness of you, the higher, greater self, your the divine, the angels, the guides, the masters. Welcome the beloved divine beingness that is associated with you, however is most appropriate to your understanding. Hold an energetic of welcoming this at least once a day in some way, and beautiful things will happen. Gratitude is a great way to open that door. And yes, just make sure that you are not coming back and saying, Dear Santa Claus, I hope you are working on this computer I have asked you for. I hope that I still deserve it and I haven't been too naughty for it. If you do this, dear ones, you are interfering with what you have put in this onto this dream board or dream book or what have you. So this is your daily practice to drop deeper and further into a beautiful relationship with the divine. Beautiful. How can I know that I am on the right path? Well, dear one, if you are on the path, you are on the right path. It is as simple as that. And if your path looks like it's heading towards a mountain and you get halfway up the mountain and suddenly there is a fork and this other path looks like it goes into a beautiful forest and a meadow and it looks so much better than the mountaintop, it is for you to decide whether that new path looks better. You are always able to change your path at any circumstance. Nothing is set in stone. It is for you to decide, dear one, where your next footfall will land, always. And if you are walking, then you are walking. You are moving towards something, hopefully something beautiful for you. And if you see something even better, change your path towards that. It is as simple as that. Do not question what your life is or how it has gotten you to this point. It is simply for you to, from this point, decide where you will go next. It's very simple. It is for you to do with the time that is given to you. You are in charge of this, and no one else is. You can give away a part of yourself and say, oh, well, my path is tied to my beloved's path, and I am trying to do what is best for that other person. And if you do this, dear one, you are then merging your path with someone else's, and then there are compromises that come with this, and this is also something that you can modify at any time. You can say, well, I need to take care of myself for the next week or month or what have you, and they will still be alive and okay, but when I get back to helping them with their things. Or you can say, you need to take a little more responsibility for your dreams. I'm working on mine right now. Or you can say, can we go out to lunch and line up our dreams a little better? It feels like they are diverging or fighting each other a little. Or do you see, you are in charge, dear one. You always can make that next step. Your footfall will land where you place it and no other. So you are on the right path. Just keep your eyes open for an even better path. If one comes along, take a good look in that direction, dear one. Dear Jadon Se, is it okay to just trust in the highest and best outcome without all the rituals, please? Yes, dear ones. And you do not need to make anything a ritual if you feel like you do not need the ritual. Does it work for you without rituals? This is the question. If you do not need the ritual, then do not do the ritual. It is simple as that. And if it helps you to focus or to align your beingness, then do it. Is there some problem with doing rituals, dear one? Would you like to expound on this? And it is okay. Do things in the way that it is best for you. And if you would like to guide others to do these things without rituals, please do that. How can I call in the four elements to create a sacred space where only benevolent beings that are for my highest, holiest good can enter, and no false beings can interfere or block my communication? This is a very loaded sentence and question. It is, you have already decided that the four elements are important for you to create the sacred space, so you already know how to do this. You do not need coaching on how to do this. It seems like you are already well aware. And creating the sacred space where only benevolent beings that are for my highest good can enter. Well, dear ones, are you externalizing your power, your beingness, your dreams? Do you think that your dreams are at the whim of dark beings that can come and interfere with you and block you? And do you feel cursed? And do you feel like your own inner power is small compared to the power of these other beings that are coming and interfering with you? If this is the case, dear one, then it is time for you to look very deeply at this, for claiming your own inner power, your own sovereignty must come first. You cannot and will not build your dreams if you expect others to do it for you. If you expect outer forces to align first. The outer will mirror what happens within you. It does not work the other way around. If outer forces come and you are simply reacting to them, then you are not, let us say, responding. You are not, when you react, this is defensive, this is limited, this is allowing these external forces, let us just call them, to dictate your life. If you are living in reaction, then you are not in your creative space. Yes, you can be creative with how you react, and to the extent that you are creative, it becomes more of a response than a reaction. For once you have crossed the line from reaction to response, more than 50% of the weight is in your power, in your inner creativity, in your inner beingness. And as you realize that more than 50% of this is a response, it is a creative thrust, let us say, or a creative endeavor to create a better situation for yourself. It does not need to be a male thrust. It can be also creativity percolating within your beingness and feeling into deeper understandings of what it is that you are dreaming into existence. And let us not get too yin-yang with this and masculine, feminine. Just do what is natural to you, to for more than 50% of your life to be created within you and not in reaction to what happens externally. And as you do this, you will realize you no longer need this sacred space that is protective from those that are coming to interfere or block you or curse you, or you are no longer giving them any power over your life and beingness. Therefore, you do not need to create these magic circles around yourself to protect yourself. I hope this helps. Let us see. Aaron Darvish, if you feel like you do not need the ritual, don't do the ritual. Yes, dear one. There are quotes around this. Perhaps this dragon said that. It is very true. Rituals can be very beautiful as well. They can be, let us say, they can give you a creative outlet to firm up your alignments and awareness, and they can also go wrong. Anyone who has been to, say, a Catholic church session may have seen there might have been a few people in that church really feeling what is happening in that gathering, and then there are probably many who are just going through the motions, who are just droning the words and almost robot-like, and you can tell that they do not feel this at all, and that it is not very real to them. This is when ritual goes wrong, when you feel like the ritual itself is going to do the work, and you do not align yourself inwardly with what the ritual is even for. When you just show up and drone the words and act like a robot, it is not doing anything for you. So yes, rituals can be crutches as well. Do not fall into that where you put more emphasis on the ritual than what is being aligned by the ritual. So long as you have this understanding, you will not end up one of those robots in church, I hope. And so there are often a few in those churches who sing at the top of their lungs and really feel it, and their eyes are glittering, and some churches are lucky to even have one of these. But if that person is feeling it and it is working for them, then, dear ones, don't tear down the church. Even if one person is being helped, let them be helped in that way. I hope this helps. Whatever, yes, dear ones, whatever you like. Yes. And let us read this one. Can you talk about the transition of internal versus external financial systems and how we balance survival today with bringing in the new? Very good. This is a useful question to delve into, for it is not recommended that you simply say, I am done with finances. The system is broken. As we said before, do not simply just recoil from the old without bringing in the new. If you simply recoil from the old, then you are in for some discomfort until things realign, let us say. And do not just wait around for this QFS to come. Help those around you become more and more aware that the current financial system is broken. It does not serve. It is a subtle form of enslavement. It is not trading your time for money is not your highest, greatest good. It is not most people's dreams. And so therefore, there is a need for a new system that is in support of more, let us call them humanitarian purposes, more beautiful and supportive and beautiful dreams that are of service to the golden age, and bringing in beautiful creativity and a renaissance of action and understanding, let us say. This is what is needed. So what you are doing then is you are realigning first inside of yourself. This is what the golden age needs to be. It needs to have systems of abundance that are in support of us building our dreams, systems that support humanitarian efforts, systems that support creativity, and those so on. And then as you feel that, a shift happens within you. You may still be working with the old financial system until the new one comes online. We are not saying to simply flush the old one down the toilet prematurely. We are saying build the new one that makes the old one obsolete. And how do we build the new one? First, it happens within us. We see a need, and then we fill the need. We spill it out into the world around us. We make more and more others aware that this needs to happen and is happening. We bring more awareness to this Nasera, Gasera, QFS, all of these different efforts in the correct direction. We bring more awareness to new financial systems that are no longer centralized, like your cryptocurrencies and these things, and you bring new awareness to how these can be better serving the situation at hand, rather than, look, they have just become new investments, these bitcoins and whatnot. And you can, dear one, as when you are lined up within as to what needs to occur, that ripples out from you. And yes, there is a little clue in the word ripple as well. That, yes, there is so much that you can do within your own inner alignments that cascade out and ripple out into the greater beingness, and then are mirrored without. You do not necessarily need to single-handedly create a QFS yourself. However, you can certainly say, I choose the world where the next system of abundance and financial system comes online rapidly and is in much greater support of X, Y, and Z. And as you make that choice, a very powerful shuddering and shift happens within you. The firmer you are making that choice, the more powerful this shift. You are realm bridging, dear ones, when you do this. I choose the world where this occurs. You are realm bridging. You are rewriting the rules of reality, so to speak, in the world that you choose, and then stepping into it. And so this is how it works. The change happens within you. See a need, fill a need, and you will see so much just revolves around you inviting these energies into your beingness, being grateful and opening the doors of gratitude, ushering in these understandings and aligning yourself in some way, shape, or form with this new world that you are calling in. And, dear ones, do not underestimate the powers of the divine, of your own inner beingness, your greater self, to bring these great and grand shifts to your outer world. It is happening all the time. You are mostly doing this subconsciously. The world is what you believe it to be and what you expect it to be. If you have been running on autopilot and believing and expecting what was handed to you or what everyone expects, or you're just going with the flock, so to speak, then you will get a shepherd and a flock and gates around you and fences. And if you stop being that sort of a sheep kind of mentality and realize that you are calling in a world, that you can create worlds, dear ones. Maybe it is just on paper, like your dear David drawing this new world at first on paper. He is calling into being a world, whether or not it only goes as far as his comic book strip or some novel that is being written somewhere, or whether it comes full-blown out into the outer. This is how it works. Realign your inner beingness and watch the world shift. Let us see. My moon ritual was filled with abundance systems. Changing love that JS teaches us about is so important. In Belgium, we say Gedachten, Sinnkrachten. Gedachten, I think in German that is remembrance, I believe. Gedächtniskirche. I do not know exactly what this means, but it is, which means thoughts are powers. Yes, dear ones. Maybe thoughts, remembrance, Gedächtnis. Okay, thoughts are powers. Very good. Thoughts are powerful. And it is not only just the dry mental thoughts, dear ones. It is when your thoughts align with your feelings, align with your emotions. Dear ones, your science knows that it can measure electrical impulses around your brain up to about 1.5 to 2 feet away from your head. And dear ones, the magnetic field and the field of your heart can be measured up to 30 feet, sometimes further out than that. It is many orders of magnitude greater field and has a greater influence on reality than just your simple thoughts. Yes, dear ones, your thoughts do have the ability to shift things, and when they are greatly amplified by your heart, your feelings, all of your center points, dear ones, this is when the magic truly happens. This is when manifestations can be instantaneous, like your Stephen manifesting the exact amount that he wanted. He walked downstairs and it was on the table. These things are possible, and this has been proven to him at least. And he would swear on a stack of Bibles and plug himself into a lie detector test, and that this happened. It is quite possible when you align your intentions, your thoughts with your feelings and your deep gratitude and the deep trust in the abundance of the divine, the power of creation. When you are so allied with the divine, anything is possible, dear ones. And so let us not just say that thoughts are powers. It is thoughts that are aligned with our inner beingness that are truly what bring out. We will just say they request assistance of the divine, and the divine will not fail to come to your aid if you are aligned in your asking. Yes, the thoughts that are felt, the hearts that are felt are the heart's will, I suppose you are saying. The thoughts that are felt are the heart's will. And whose will is the heart's will? Now there's a question. What is this Lord's Prayer, thy kingdom come, thy will be done? It is, dear ones, who is thy will when you are saying this? Is it some bearded man up on a golden throne out in some corner of the cosmos somewhere. No, dear ones, it is not a separate being. It is not someone way over there or some great mushroom of being dancing around over the cosmos. It is the greater beingness. So, yes, dear ones, the heart's will, the heart opens up a beautiful corridor into the grander, greater beingness. So does your inner sight, and many of your capabilities can open greater alignments with divine help, let us call it, divine source assistance. Let us say the source of all that is. The spirit that moves in all things. There are so many ways you can speak of this. Just know that you are aligning with the very source of creation. And when you align with the source of creation, anything and any circumstance and any dream can and will be created. It is simply limited by your ability to align. And that is it. Very good. It is time for us to finish this gathering now. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, beautiful numbers here in your Pacific time. And yes, it is time for us to then call out who is here right now. Where are you? Where upon this your world are you? Let's call it out. It is beautiful to feel this, that you are truly a global gathering, and because of this, there is this global energetic that you are lovingly feeding into. We are in Groves, Texas. We are in Los Angeles, California. We are in Camden, New Jersey. We are in Chile. We are in Phoenix, Arizona, Belgium, Arshot. We are in Surrey, British Columbia. We are in Anatolia, Turkey. We are in London, England. We are on the new earth of Gaia, yes, indeed. We are in Tyrol, Austria. We are in Faro, Portugal. We are in Paso Robles, California. We are in New Hampshire. We are in Johannesburg, South Africa. Beautiful energies coming through. We are in heaven in Holland. Beautiful. That must be near Leiden somewhere. We are in Nairobi, Kenya. We are in Los Angeles, California, Cape Town, South Africa. Beautiful energies coming through. Do you feel them? Berkeley, California. Dear ones, see if you can keep the energies flowing in between gatherings, between these locations. See if you can feel the world shifting. Queensland, Australia. Yes, beautiful. Very good. It is now that we are going to say for this time, farewell to you, and we will see you very soon.